Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and we're here bringing you a first look at Tier 6 premium British aircraft carrier Ark Royal. Now, Wargaming has gifted these to us on the public test server 8.5 this weekend to kind of let you guys have a look around and talk about stats and show you the model, but we're not allowed to play these in-game, so all I can do is kind of pan around and show you what the ship looks like, and we can talk through her stats. We're going to spend most of our time comparing her to Tier 6 tech tree carrier Furious because, well, you know, this one you can get just by playing the game, free, nominally. And then Ark Royal presumably coming to the game in some fashion for cash doubloons event. We don't know yet. They haven't told us, and it'll be a while before we know, but she is coming. So let's do a quick rundown and look at stats. Of course, starting off 44,500 hit points. That does put her a little ahead of Furious. Probably not the first thing you really focus on when you're looking at an aircraft carrier, but she does have a few more hit points. She also has slightly better belt armor here. Furious topping out about 78, 79 millimeters on the belt. Ark Royal Citadel armor here about 114. So if you find yourself having to fight the ship, taking some angles here, your belt is a little more resilient. Noteworthy, though, Ark Royal's deck armor here tops out at 19 millimeters compared to Furious's 21 millimeters. Torpedo protection, Ark Royal definitely wins this category. She comes in at 28%. Furious tops out around 16%. So if you find yourself under torpedo attack, probably from another carrier, Ark Royal is a little more resistant to that damage. But that's not why you're here. You're really here to talk about planes. So let's talk about planes. What Wargaming seems to be doing is kind of more of the larger squadron, lower tier plane effect, like we've seen them try with Kaga. Ark Royal seems to be headed in this same direction. So we see here we're using the Blackburn Skua. This is the same plane that Furious uses, except that she can upgrade to the Sea Hurricane. Ark Royal is stuck with the Skua. She puts them up in squadrons of 9. With 4 rockets in each payload and attack flights of 3. So just like Furious, you're putting 12 rockets on target with every pass. Ark Royal simply does it with a different number of aircraft. Overall, though, this squadron does have a few more hit points than the total squadron hit points of the corresponding squadron on Furious. In terms of, you have 1,245 hit points per plane, you have 9 planes in the squadron. Total HP adds up to higher than the same squadron that Furious puts up. You also have 14 of these on deck. They come back every 48 seconds. That is significantly faster than a Furious. So not only do you have more on deck, they regenerate faster. Ark Royal, at first glance, this seems to be like rockets are definitely something that you're going to have to get use out of if you're going to play this ship, because she puts a lot of them. She has a lot of them available. Torpedo bombers. Now, there's been a lot of noise made about the fact that she is not carrying the fairy swordfish that she made famous during the chase for Bismarck. Whatever. I'm not here to talk about that, but I will tell you that these bombers, her torpedo bombers and her dive bombers are going to be difficult, I think, to use, especially when she's up tiered. Here's why. She's running 1,110 HP per plane. She's running 6 planes in a squadron, 9 planes on deck. That gives her total squadron health is of just a little over 6,500. Against Tier 8 AA, you are going to get shredded. And it's going to be worse because 97 knots on these planes. 97 knots. By comparison, Furious's bombers are 125, 122, the upgraded Barracudas. 122. So, like, significantly slower and far more fragile. I assume, again, because we're dealing with biplanes here, right? I mean, if you go down, you look at these albacores, bam, I got big old fat biplanes on this deck. So, not so that the torpedoes are going to be a great armament for Ark Royal. The bombers, now here is where we're going to find the swordfish themselves when you look at the dive bombers. But again, only 990 HP per plane. Now, she does put them up in squadrons of 9, so that's something. Wow, that camera does weird things when you click on it. She does have 14 on deck, so that's something, right? But, it feels bad. Like, you're only gonna be able to install a module that upgrades the health of one of these types of aircraft. Hard to say. But again, stuck with 98 knots here. Not a very Not a very, very good number there in terms of speed. Again, about almost 25 or 30 knots slower than the planes on Furious. She has a small secondary battery. These 113 millimeter guns are dual purpose. So, but only 4 kilometers. If you find yourself having to need these, well, sucks to be you. A defense. She comes in a little behind Furious here. Her long-range aura is significantly better. Her mid-range aura is essentially the same, and her short-range aura is significantly worse. So, yeah, probably a washout. I would say that because long-range aura mechanics right now aren't working quite the way that we all wish they were, the benefit that you get out of her long-range aura being better is probably smaller. But by the time she releases, Wargaming might have fixed that. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. Maneuverability, about the same top speed. Better turning circle. She does handle better. She's quicker on the rudder, and she does have a smaller turning circle than Furious does. And then, of course, concealment, 14 kilometers base detection range here at Tier 6. That does put her ahead of Furious. You're probably going to take Concealment Expert on this ship anyway, if you've got a captain that can have the points invested. But still, something to keep in mind that you are fairly easy to spot. At first glance, I'm really uncertain how successful this ship is going to be. The rocket squadron looks really solid. Like, you're going to get good work out of those rockets if your job is to get in there and crush destroyers. But I think the torpedoes and the dive bombers are going to be very hard to use those biplanes to land effective attacks because they are so slow. And we've just gotten through with the big engine boost nerf as well. So I don't know. Playing will tell, but I feel a little nervous that she may not perform up to what folks wish she would, given a ship of this history. So we'll see. We'll have to see how it comes out when it's time to go. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hang around. I'll have a few more of these up over the course of the day, and be safe out there.